me and Maurizio, we were, our teacher, Mr. Kadata, he died in the 80s. He was a Advaita Vedanta teacher in India. We went to make a movie about his work, and he told his students, what I'm teaching you is not a spirituality. One day, science will come and understand what I'm teaching about oneness, interconnectedness, unity. We are not our thoughts. So we were like, wow, let's explore if there is such a science that can help us understand who we are deeper, understand the unity of life, of reality, how we construct reality. So those are the questions we had. We're like, let's see if we can find scientists on that level, right? Not the scientists that are cutting reality into pieces, separate pieces, and trying to explain reality that way, but those that actually see the wholeness of life and reality. So that was our inquiry, and we did find incredible scientists, quantum physics, biologists, neuroscientists, mathematicians, that actually could, they did their science, but afterwards they arrive at the same place where the mystics have always said, we are not separate. We are interconnected in a deep, when you go deep into the quantum level of reality, that's what we see. When you go into the cosmos, we will always see is relationships, relational reality. Nothing exists separate of anything else.
Do you remind me this beautiful story that somebody had a cup of coffee and he decided, I want to thank everybody who is responsible for this cup of coffee. So he went to the coffee shop and he says, thank you. And then he realized, I have to thank also the lady who cleaned. I have to thank the people with the truck that brings the coffee from there to here. I have to thank the person who makes the tire of the truck. Then he ended up in Brazil, in the jungle, and then he has to thank the trees, and then he has to thank the flowers, then he has to thank everything. So we are a web of relation. Each and everything is deeply related to everything else. And the mystic sees this, but also the science can see this. So it's beautiful when we have this sensation that everything is connected and everything is one. And reach it from both the science and the mystical point help us to be validated, to feel it.
And we're not doing big events, but we're continuing that exploration because, this is really, for us, still the most beautiful quest that we have in this life, to question who we are and what's reality, and don't settle for one answer, but keep asking the question.
For us, the question is more important than the answer, because once you have an answer, then you can become, I know, but we never know.
In my life had a problem that always I was somehow on a negative side of something.
Me too.
Because, for example, when I finished the school, I don't know, it's called secondary school, but 18 years old. So
high school.
Maybe it's high school in English.
In English.
We had a small theater, and I played Jesus Christ, and we should give the paper cross back to some school representative after we had such ribbons, and we should give these ribbons to this cross and then give it to the school representative, and it just did not go this way afterwards. So I don't know why, but every time I have to be against some system, but because of this I don't believe science much, but this is the lower science.
Exactly.
This is the science like school.
Exactly.
Where you have to pass exams.
It's anti-science, actually.
It's
not, it actually kills curiosity. The science, the way we are taught in school, kills the curiosity.
Destroys curiosity. And the same with the religion. Because there is the religious people, you have to wear the specific color, cut your hair in a certain way, and dogma, say the word 27 times, and God will be happy. And then there is the mystic. The mystic sits in awe in the presence of God. The mystic doesn't care about the rules, right? Same
dogma
with
in science and dogma in spirituality.
So what we did as an organization, we look for the scientists who don't believe in dogma and the mystics who don't believe in religion.
Was it possible to find such
people? Yes, not many.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but there are people.
I understand that must be really difficult for people like you who are basically open to somehow distinguish who is a good mystic and who is maybe not so good mystic and who is more or less that's difficult.
It's difficult, and also a lot of spiritual teachers, they also have big shadow. That's the other thing. If they haven't done their own work, like if they just go for the spiritual up there, they could be a big shadow. So that's another thing we always watch carefully when we present a spiritual teacher. Make sure that this teacher would not hurt people because of some unintegrated parts.
It's very difficult to find such people in the world, but I believe that they are.
They're not. You're right. It's very difficult.
And with the mystics and, for example, Christianity, which was my religion, I baptized myself, but it was just an accident. It was in the morning, and I told to one girl who lived in my flat. But I told her to bring me some water, and I baptized myself. And I still believe that this has some meaning, and it's both protest and both it's adherence to some tradition. And
it came spontaneously, right?
Almost like a joke, but then I realized that it also has a meaning for me. Okay.
It's beautiful.
And I liked what you said, Maurizio, that you were living a normal life, maybe someday in the past, and you had this very, very special moments of open mind, and then you realized that you can live this all the time. Is it true, something like this? Not maybe all the time, but that what's your special mystical experience could be more often in your life?
Let's say, for me, spirituality is this. And this is always here. I'm not interested in a spirituality that is separated from life. Like, oh, now I'm spiritual. Can you give me my parking spot? Can move out, right? To me, spiritual, it means breathing in, breathing out, talking to you, talking around. To me, this is spirituality. And I would say to us, this is spirituality, right? So for us, it's important to make spirituality day to day, moment to moment. And we try, to be present and respond.
It's not some special state that exists in the future.
Or somewhere else.
That's kind of the fairy tale of salvation, right? It is somewhere in the future. It's here, in each and every moment.
You will be saved. No. Now, in this moment, who am I? What am I? Am I sincere? Am I present? Am I aware?
In Czech context, many people would call spirituality maybe books about some special themes, and this is what you called spirituality. I called for myself something like magic, that it's both spiritual, but both it's a body and the environment. It is just a different word, but maybe very similar.
We use the word magic
a lot.
I mean, it's a mystery. Kind of mystery. This life is mysterious. We cannot figure it out with our little minds, human minds. It's way too
Yeah.
And yet, the beauty of life is the curiosity to keep asking.
The questions, as you were saying
the
before,
longing.
right? The questions.
The longing to know who we are, even though we might never understand, here. Or no.
And maybe the last question, or I don't know how we are with time.
Oh, we have plenty of time.
Yeah. I would like to ask you maybe the question about your future projects, because I know that you met somewhere in 2007 or something like this, and then started to live together and also travel to India, and you made maybe 3 or 4 films. And what is the next thing? Or maybe tell whatever you want, because this is...
The next film will be about intergenerational trauma and how intergenerational trauma created through generation the society we live in.
Yeah.
And this society that we call normal, the society in which you have to give the cross after the play to the principal, that makes no sense, right? And this is all. So we want to make a movie that that try to help us understand why we are here in this society so full of violence, hate, injustice, disconnect, and see if there is a new angle, a new way that we can, in which we can see our life. And do you want to add to it?
Yeah, because our pain didn't start with us. We are born in a field that carries trauma. Yeah. So we want to explore in a larger context throughout different cultures. And I mean, one of the traumas that humanity carries comes from the Abrahamic religions, right? Religion has created a lot of separation. So we are planning to go also and trace some of the roots of trauma for humanity, collective traumas that we carry.
Yeah.
And why, we keep perpetuating and hurting each other, even though we know that that's not the way. So why we're in a war again? I mean, war has never stopped, This is, now it's in the face of Europe what's happening in Ukraine. But there is a trauma that has not been faced, and it's been passed on from generation to generation. Yeah. So these are some of the questions we're going to ask.
That's really nice. Also, there is a trauma, for example, of women where the history not so free as they are now,
right.
Maybe somewhere at least.
Yeah.
Right.
And you will probably concern both European, American, and other contexts.
Yes, we are starting to film in Palestine, and then perhaps we will go to Brazil. Definitely we will work with indigenous in the States and First Nation in Canada. So those are the stories we want to tell, also the indigenous stories.
Yeah, because all the culture, this trauma is an underlying to every human being, and so we want to find a way in which we can see a story that becomes universal, a story that can connect us, not continue dividing us. There is enough separation already. Like what happened in this movie that you saw, The Wisdom of Trauma. We didn't expect that, but people feel connected all over the world. We are here in Czech Republic, and you seem to have liked and understood the movie as much as people that told us the same thing in Brazil or in the Philippines. And that's beautiful. We want to find a way to connect each other. We see our role as connectors. We want to find common denominator between humanity. Because if I see you as me, then I cannot hurt you. Because by hurting you, I'm hurting me. If I see the ocean as me, if I see the earth as me, the soil, I cannot poison the soil because I'm poisoning myself. It's only when I see you as different, when I see you behind the wall, right? When I see you, oh, you are behind the wall, you are a different nation, you are my enemy, then I can hurt you.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I want to see, our dream is that in this planet we see each and every one as brothers and sisters, and we see every living being as creature that are brother and sister to us. Every plant, every tree, every drop of water. Then we'll be kinder to each other and to the planet. Because all we want at the end is to be in peace. We want our family, our children to be happy. We want a roof on our head. We want somebody who loves us. What else do you want?
I'm not sure whether I'm able to feel this. I feel this now because I really like your story and your movies and so on. But I was on the wedding last weekend, and there were football players, a lot of them dancing together, and I did not like this group of football players who were dancing. And I had some prejudices or something like this, why they are drinking and why they are shouting and why they are dancing with each other, these football players. So sometimes it's difficult to love the human.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Difficult, but also know that, to recognize that they also are probably in pain, and that's why they're acting and drinking, let's say, or behaving that way. Yeah. It comes from their own pain. That kind of helps. I mean, judgment happens, but then there is also compassion. Like, oh yeah, they also hurt, just like we are all hurt. They just acted out differently.
When I watch football a lot. I'm Italian, I watch football a lot. My team, Sampdoria. And in Genoa. And when I see the football player, when they make a score or when they miss a goal, now after making this work, I see their pain. Yeah. I see the little child that is looking to dad sometimes. There's 100,000 people around screaming, you missed the goal. And I see, I'm sorry. I see their trauma. I see their pain. And I feel, I feel more compassion, if you wish. And that doesn't mean that still some people annoys me. I'm not saying I'm special, nobody annoys me. People annoy me, and I'm like you. Sometimes I'm like, But I try to see, through it. And as Zaya said, see them through the lens of understanding. They have their story. God knows what happened to them when they were kids. Yeah. God knows.
Do you think that everybody has his or her trauma from maybe childhood or from later? I think so.
I think so. Yeah. We haven't met yet a human being without trauma.
But Gabor does this beautiful thing at an event. Let's say 1,000 people. Gabor says, anybody who had a happy childhood? And 3-4 people, me. Said, would you give me 5 minutes? And I'll show you that you're not. And he takes him on the stage. He says, I was very happy. Oh yeah, tell me. Well, my father was drunk, and he was always leaving, and he said, and all the audience is like, oh God. And after 2 or 3 minutes, the person said, okay, always.
I played this game with Will Hall one day, and he told me, your mother is a real problem. He played, Will Hall, I don't know if you know him, the American psychotherapist, and he was also diagnosed with schizophrenia once in the past, and then overcoming the concept.
Yeah, the concept.
Yeah.
The stigma of
the stigma of it. And we played a drama, and he played a wrong therapist, and I was playing the patient in front of 100 people, and he told me, your mother is a real problem. I think now, after maybe 5 years of further therapy, maybe he was really right.
He saw something.
Yeah, he saw something.
Yeah.
Although this is maybe true in some emotional level, in other level you see that the people are striving really much to help you, and they are in connection with you. So it's really difficult.
But also the important thing is to know that our mothers, they had it hard themselves.
And they
did the best they could. As we are all doing, we all do the best we can. If I'm a football player, I do the best I can. You do the best you can. I do the best. We all do the
We
best
have
we
to
can.
score the goal.
Yeah, we have to score the goal.
People will be happy.
But no. Yeah, I would love to see a football player who miss a goal and is happy. They will kill him.
Also, removing the stigma on mental illness is, I think, so much needed in society.
Yeah.
It's also it's perpetuating trauma.
Yeah.
The way we...
Something like sanctioning.
Judging, sanctioning,
Judges,
labeling. That just keeps perpetuating the pain.
So maybe this will also somehow be part of your next film about
I hope so.
transgression.
Yeah, exactly.
Also in this previous film, it's not what happened to you. It's not what you did. It's not what you did.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Nothing wrong with
it's
you.
What happened to you.
It's what happened to you that make you.
Or to your ancestors.
Yeah.
It could be that something. Yeah.
There are some in a certain tribe in the African tradition. Gabor says that in which when somebody does something wrong, they don't tell him. Everybody gets in a circle and tells them how good they are.
What's good about you.
What's good about you.
Yeah.
Not what's wrong.
Not what's wrong about you. To reintegrate them into the community.
Okay. Maybe that's for this. Thank you very much for this interview, and good luck with promoting the community of science and non-duality, and both of your, also with your life. Like that, I think that's great to meet people like you for everyone.
Likewise.
Pleasure to meet you. You and your team and your crew. Thank you all.